My name's Peter, and that right there is my new ski boat. It's a Mastercraft Barefoot 200, 1992. I'm going to do a little trailer do-si-do action at this boat ramp right here. We're in Summers Point, New Jersey. And get it on my good boat trailer and take it home. Consider this the intro to maybe my new YouTube channel. So this boat is on an original trailer, which is awesome. But as you can see, the cross members are not in great shape, and there's a couple holes in the axle, which is a bummer because the wheel bearings are actually still completely fine. But I have a roller trailer that's in good shape, and we're gonna float this thing for the first time probably in about 10 years. Just tied up at the boat ramp dock, so I can put it on my own trailer. And hopefully in the future we can get this badass Mastercraft trailer fixed up again, get some new cross members welded into it and all that jazz. But nice little quick walk around of this boat. It's got the original Yamaha 2-stroke V6. It's a 200 horse carbureted. It does have oil injection. If you know anything about those 2-stroke Yamaha carbureted V6s, and all 2-stroke carbureted Yamahas for that matter, you know they're absolutely indestructible. So I'm very hopeful that that thing's not locked up and it'll fire right up, and I might not even have to touch the carbs. Definitely going to get a water pump though. So we are going to uncover this thing so I can tie it up at the boat ramp when I splash it. And you're going to get a nice taste of what the boat looks like. And it is about as rad as it gets. Talk about a rad era ski boat. Get this cleat up too. And maybe a little taste of what the interior looks like. Yeah, let's move this cushion. There you go. Look at that. And it's in decent shape. It should clean up pretty nice. It doesn't need a whole lot of work. A couple little things here and there, but it's actually in pretty good shape for what it is and for how long it's been sitting. And yes, I'm running the good old U-Haul Silverado today because I actually don't have anything to tow right now. I'm in between cars at the moment, and I'm trying to decide what I want to get. Maybe a Ford Maverick? Who knows? But I'm so pumped on this thing. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait for summer 2024. This is a 60-mile-an-hour boat when it was new in 1992. So I'm pretty pumped, and you can tell it's a go-fast boat because it has dual Teleflex steering. And I bet that teak back here is going to clean up real nice too. So let's get this thing in the water real fast and do some trailer jockeying and get back on the road before the traffic turns up, because like an idiot, I decided to do this on Memorial Day weekend. Or I'm sorry, Labor Day weekend. So let's get out of here. We are about ready. And a little bit of background on myself. I have a Class A CDL. I've been doing boat stuff my entire life. And I work for a local marina. And what I do for that local marina is I haul boats. So trailering boats and anything involving boats and boat ramps and trailers and all that stuff is something I do every day. So this all comes just about second nature to me, which makes it easy. I can back up a trailer blindfolded. This thing looks pretty darn cool behind this truck, and it's gonna look even cooler behind my own. All right, well, I can't do this one-handed, and I wish I had a tripod to show you guys what I'm doing, but that's the way the cookie crumbles when you're just testing the waters. No pun intended. So let me get this done. We'll get it floating, and I'll shoot another quick video for you guys before I do-si-do these trailers. This thing looks so sick. Actually floating. First time for this boat floating And according to the marina owner who I got it from, want some driftwood? At least 10 years. He said possibly longer. He can't really remember. It does have a 2019 registration sticker on it, which isn't necessarily any indication of how long it's been sitting. The marina owner was very friendly with the actual owner of this boat. And it's possible that he kept the registration up. I would trust what the marina owner says versus the sticker on the boat. But holy crap, this thing's so cool. I absolutely can't wait to take this thing out on the water. Unfortunately, it probably won't be until next summer because of the work that it needs and how busy I am with other things, but holy shit, I'm so excited. Remember, kids, always do a good cleat hitch. And I don't double knot it when I'm doing stupid little stuff like this, but when I walk away from boats, you always double knot it. So here we have the trailer, the boat off of it for the first time in probably 10 years as well. You can see how bad that one cross member is, and the other ones aren't too far behind, and hard to see it right now, but where the axle bolts on and all that jazz, it's pretty bad. So what we're gonna do is take this trailer off, and we're gonna put my trailer, which is over there, that little roller guy, on this thing. And yeah, that trailer's a little small for this boat, but it'll do just fine. And it just got brand new tires and brand new hubs. And the cool thing in this trailer is it's a tilt trailer, which is super awesome. And I'll show you how that works in a few minutes. I seriously can't get over how cool this boat is. It's so cool looking. I love it. So my little trailer is this thing called a tilt trailer. You pull that pin, and there's a hinge back here at the center roller, and this entire deck actually flips up away from the tongue, which is awesome. It makes for really, really good shallow water retrievals and launches. Works quite well. I actually think I put it in the water a little too much. I'm way too used to driving the work trucks and the trailers that I use for work, and basically just sinking the damn trailer every time. So let me go pull this out of the water and set the trailer up properly. So, pull the pin against the spring, sit it sideways right here, and then this whole thing, I don't know if I can do it one-handed, this whole thing tilts up. Check that out. Now, some people watching this probably know about tilt trailers. Not really any kind of technology that people still use these days, but damn, they're cool. All right, now I'm actually set up correctly instead of thinking that I'm driving the work truck and a work trailer. Let's get this thing out of the water. All right, she's up. I'm gonna get it out of the water, make sure that I don't take it too far, because this trailer is not set up for this boat. So I actually moved the winch tower as far forward as I possibly could. This boat used to have an 18, or this trailer used to have an 18-footer on it, and this boat's 20. So let's make sure that I don't drag the transom too far forward and make it fall into the roller cradles. So safety chains on. Let's get her out of the water. All right, she's all closed back up again. Towed just fine and dandy. Not a whole ton of tongue weight, but that's okay. There's some, and that's what matters. As long as there's some. But she's sitting on this trailer not half bad. I should have adjusted those rollers, but those are all just black streaks. There's no scratches. It's just marks from the rollers. So that's no big deal. You can even see that those, like the roller structure is not touching the hull. The other side looks even better. But you'll probably agree with me that I didn't really want to touch any of that hardware if I didn't have to, because it doesn't look great. Still holding together, so I figured that the hull would flatten out by the time it actually started contacting those rollers anyway, and I was right, so no big deal. So this thing's gonna sit for just a few minutes while I run back to the boat ramp real quick, which is luckily only down the street from this marina where this boat sat for the last decade, and bring that trailer back here so it can sit here while I take this thing on this trailer back to my house, and then come all the way back here again to get the other trailer. But that's the way it is when you get good deals on really dope, rad era ski boats. You make it happen. So it looks like I made it to the boat ramp just in time. There's ski boats and fishing boats and all kinds of stuff all over the place, which I knew it would happen. This boat ramp's super popular, especially on Saturday, Labor Day weekend. So that's why I wanted to try to get in and out by 7:30, and I accomplished that. It's 7:36 right now in the morning, and we are looking pretty darn good. We're gonna get this other trailer hooked up real quick, get it in a safe place so I can come get it later, and get that boat back to my house. And man, I can't wait. I'm gonna want to start working on it right away, but it makes more sense for me to leave it alone, let it ride for the winter, and I'll start working on it this spring. I wish I had the time and the money to actually work on it right now, but unfortunately I don't. But that's okay, because it's gonna be awesome next summer. I gotta love this original trailer, and I don't really think it's gonna be too difficult to fix up. This crossmember actually doesn't look that bad. I need to just do some bunk bracket repair on it, and it might be okay. Those three though, those three are all gonna have to get replaced. And it's definitely gonna need a new axle and springs. But you know, no big deal. Just a little tubing bending and welding. Probably won't cost that much. Tons of welding shops around here. If I still had a welder in a shop, I'd do it myself. But unfortunately, I don't anymore. Long story. But this thing is so cool. It's got the block for the V-bow. This, it has a latch pin as a safety. Let's see if I can get it to go. There it is. It's so cool. So you pull it back and you latch it to the side like that. And then when the boat's hooked up, that's the safety chain. It's a safety pin. Pretty darn cool. So yeah, this trailer's not going anywhere because it is way too cool to let go. Gotta keep it with the original boat. So this will be a project too. Hopefully I can marry the two of them back together again sometime next year. All right, let's get this thing in a safe place, not sitting here at the boat ramp where it can get stolen, and get my boat home. And we are done. Mastercraft trailer back at the boatyard. Mastercraft all strapped down. Everything looks good. It is about the smallest trailer that I could possibly fit this boat on, which is pretty funny. Man, I can't wait to drive this thing. Can't wait to see this thing do 60 again. Driving this thing's gonna be awesome. I think my goal for it is to make it break 60 with this 202 stroke on the back. I'm sure it'll do it. Supposedly this boat's pretty low hours. Spent most of its life on a lift behind a guy's house. So it didn't sit in the water. Obviously it's not bottom painted. You're pretty lucky to find boats like this around here in southern New Jersey. This thing is just kind of sitting in the corner. Kind of over there actually, next to that shed. And behind a bunch of stuff, as you can see, and I happen to glance at it and think, hey, what's that? And Mr. Marina owner gave me the story. 3 years later, after bugging him constantly, I was finally able to make a deal, which is pretty great. And hopefully I can get this boat back on the water and save another one. If anybody knows anything about Mastercraft Barefoot 200s in particular, the outboard power Mastercrafts are pretty darn rare. They only made them for, I'd say, maybe about 5 years. I'm not exactly sure. But, you know, the Mastercraft ski boat has always been the big inboard, straight shaft. And they made these for a little while in the early 90s. And crazy enough, they're actually pretty sought after. This boat in cleaned up, really good running shape with, you know, with the original trailer and everything, and in all working order, probably worth about 8 to 10 grand, which is pretty insane. But apparently they're a damn good ski boat, which is really cool. I have no intention of getting rid of it. I grew up with boats, and I haven't actually owned a family boat for a very long time. I've got smaller random things, but this is my new family boat for as long as it lasts. And in the future, if it needs a transom or stringers or something like that, hopefully I'm in a position to do the work, which would be really nice. So we're all loaded up. This thing's safe and sound for now, and we're gonna get this home. Not even 8 o'clock yet in the morning, so hopefully I can get home, get back up here, pick this thing up, and get home again before noon. I think that's doable. So let's hit it. Stopping at Wawa. Gotta get some cash to be able to get through the parkway tolls. I almost got on the parkway without getting them, which wouldn't have been very good. Again, way too used to driving the work trucks that have easy pass and all that fun stuff. But let's jump in here, grab some cash, and continue on our way home. All right, cash acquired. Double checked the boat after driving it for about 3 miles. Everything looks good. It scooted forward a little bit, but that's no big deal. Tightened everything up again, and we're gonna hit the road. Man, traffic is crazy already, and it's like 8:15 in the morning. My next 2 hours is going to be very interesting. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully I can get this done before everything gets super insane with this crazy holiday weekend. Everyone getting in their last summer hurrah. It's never fun when you're actually a local to where everyone else vacations. But it is what it is. Grew up with it, I know how to deal with it, so let's get going. Well, she's towing great. No problems at all. Keeping her under 60. Heading up and over the bridge right now. And she's doing just fine. It's about as fast as we're gonna go today. As soon as we get off the parkway, we're gonna keep it to 45 or 50 and plod along on the back roads and make our way back home. Everything's going great, no problems. Trailer feels good, and man, I'm pumped. This is so cool. I love this boat. I've been coveting this boat since I started working for the company that where I am right now. Basically, you know, we work pretty closely with the marina where this thing was being kept, and I immediately started bugging the owner of the marina about it. Like, hey, what's going on with that thing? I want it. It's cool. It's been sitting a while. You know, I knew I could get a good deal. And it took being pretty patient. It took me 3 years, but here it is. Coming home with me. Love it. So we're cruising down some back roads. This thing's still towing great. No problems at all. All the covers are staying on, no problems. This thing's pretty damn sweet. Oh man, I can't wait to get this thing on the water. I really feel like thrashing on it and trying to, you know, at least get it in for one run this fall, but I have way too many responsibilities coming up this winter time to be spending too much time and money on this boat at the moment. This is a big time target of opportunity, and I couldn't pass it up. So there it is. It's coming home, and it's gonna be my springtime project. And man, I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. So we're about 15 minutes away from home, probably. Not even, actually, probably about 10. And we're gonna kind of turn and burn here, beat the traffic as much as we can. And I got a good place for it in my yard, right next to my other really cool boat, which maybe you guys will get a taste of in the future. I'm gonna try to detail a lot of my projects on this channel. So we'll get there. And take a peek at the road real quick. This is the burnout spot, the drag racing spot. But man, I know I keep saying it, but holy crap, I'm so excited. This boat is so damn cool, and I can't wait to get it home. All right, well, we're home safe and sound. No problems at all. Well, one problem, but it's no big deal. The included dust caps were a little shallow. I just put hubs on this thing a couple days ago. And I guess they didn't really like how much room they didn't have. So I was planning on getting new bearing buddies for these hubs anyway, so that's not a big deal. And at least it happened after I put it in the water, not before. So this one did it too. But yeah, like I said, after I put it in the water, so no big deal. You can see that grease is still nice and clean. I'll put some bearing buddies on this thing. Should have plenty of room for those castle nuts. So a non-issue. And as far as, you know, problems with what we just did, I think that's about the best outcome we could hope for. Hub's still nice and cold. Tires still nice and cool. This worked out exactly as I expected. Plan ahead, mitigate risk, and you get the outcome you desire. So now we are off. We got the thing unstrapped. I took the tension off of the bow eye, so it can sit here and chill out. And I actually have a mooring cover for it as well. So hopefully it dries out in the next couple days, and I can put the mooring cover over the entire thing. Put a prop, you know, in the middle somewhere to keep the water out of it from pooling. And you can sit here. So sit here probably till, I'd say, March-ish, when it finally gets nice again. So while we're out here, this is one of my other fun little projects. You can kind of see that it's a cute little fiberglass boat that is an antique. It's called a Volks boat, if you want to look that up and see what it looks like. Pretty neat little thing. In fact, if you Google Volks boat, you'll probably find pictures of my boat. Used to drive that thing all the time. Needs a restoration now, and that's something that we'll get to eventually. My 960, plenty of you watching this are probably friends of mine, so you all know this car quite well. Manual transmission swapped, lowered on Kaplanke coilovers. You know, it is my classic purple car. It's just full of junk right now and sitting because it needs a whole ton of work. But, you know, we'll get there. And there's my 240. That's going to be a track day car eventually, 242. It's going to have the same engine as this car in it, B6304, so pretty high compression inline six, dual overhead cam. I've got an individual throttle body set up for this car, which is going to be fun. I've got GetTrag 420G 6-speed out of an E39 540 for this car. I'm going to take the M90 5-speed out of that car and put it behind, hear my dog, put it behind the high compression ITB B6304 in this car. This car probably end up getting independent rear suspension as well, because I hate solid axles. So it'll get some fab work. Thinking maybe Ford Mustang Cobra rear suspension, or what is it, Lincoln Mark 8, Mercury Cougar, whatever those cars were that got that Ford IRS with the 8.8 center section. And there's my pile of trash from my kitchen renovation, which still not quite done. But when I am done, I'll get a dumpster and throw it all away. And some eagle-eyed viewers may have seen those bug-eye bonnets over there, which is for my bug-eye Sprite, which is inside my little tiny, what do we call it, a carriage house. Hard to call it a garage, it has a wooden floor. So yeah, Mastercraft is home. Looks good sitting back there. Make sure I get the mooring cover over it once it dries out a little bit, and let's get back to Summers Point to rescue that other trailer before the traffic gets any worse, and it is going to get worse. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are a little frustrated with the way this video is kind of choppy, and I'm not really showing any of the processes of, you know, backing the trailers up and taking the boat off, putting the boat on, all that jazz. It's really difficult when you're only one-handed. This is kind of a time-sensitive thing. I didn't want to, you know, spend too much time in the boat ramp in case somebody showed up, and you know, I only had you all until about noon today, so I'm trying to get through all of this stuff pretty quickly. This video is a little bit more of a proof of concept for YouTube. I kind of figured I'd be able to do this kind of stuff, not necessarily be good at it, but you know, I'm an outgoing type A kind of person, so this kind of stuff isn't too bad. Not really a fan of self-promotion, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes, and this is actually kind of fun. So I'm really hoping that the editing process for this isn't really tedious. I hope that I can throw this together pretty quickly. If you're watching this, that means I actually put it on YouTube, so that's cool. And hopefully it's something that I can get into and isn't really that difficult for me, and help me document a lot of the stuff that I do, which I've never really done in the past. Pictures on forums, it's about as close as I've gotten to any kind of documentation of my life and my projects and all that stuff. So trying to do something different and do this kind of thing, which is, you know, what everybody else is doing, and it's really fun. You know, how many YouTube channels that I watch on a daily basis? It's a lot. So I've got some cool stuff that I do, and you know, a lot of the stuff I really enjoy. This is kind of the tip of the iceberg, getting into you know, reviving this boat. As a lot of you know, if you're my friends, I'm a driving instructor, and I do a lot of stuff with the SCCA. I autocross a lot, so this might be fun. You know, get myself a tripod, maybe some other GoPro mounts and stuff like that, start using some better cameras rather than just my phone, and make something out of this. Hopefully, we'll see. But so far so good. This day's been pretty cool, and we're gonna go rescue this trailer and then get ready for a party in the afternoon, which will be nice. Drop this truck off on the way, and hopefully the rest of this day is smooth sailing. Okay, we're back at the Mastercraft trailer. She's all hooked up. Of course, there's no safety change. So we're sending it. It's gonna be fun, but it's latched and pinned on the correct ball size, so should be fine. We're all set with those. All the bunks are still mounted nice and hard, so hopefully if we hit some significant bumps, we're not going to lose anything off this trailer. So we should be just about okay to go. Not an ideal situation with the lack of safety chains, but it is what it is. I've done a lot worse. So traffic is getting very bad, so it's time to go. So far so good on this original Mastercraft trailer. Same spot as last time for the update with the boat. Roughly 10 to 15 minutes from home, depending on what the traffic looks like. I keep talking about traffic, but you know, being Saturday, Labor Day weekend, it's unavoidable. My 5 a.m. start time helped me out a lot, but man, it's crazy out here. So this trailer You know, the tires are actually okay, and the bearings are fine. They're a little loose, but no big deal, and there's not really any weight on them. So we should have no issue making the next 10-15 minutes home. It's a shame that the trailer is as bad as it is, but luckily it's salvageable. It's savable now. Had the thing sat another 5 years or so, I don't know if this trailer would be able to come back. But it is right now, so it's next on the list after I get the boat going, because my trailer is not really great for that boat. It's a placeholder until I get this thing fixed. But it's actually towing great, no problems. Saw some rust flakes fall off when I went over a nice big bump. So yeah, it's about normal. Be home shortly. All right, we made it home, no problems. And even these hubs and these tires are completely fine. Obviously only had a couple 100 pounds on them, but still, trailer made it, no problem. And we are all safe and sound. I think it's, I got home at like 11:05, something like that. So right on what I figured. 2 hours ahead of what I was guessing. Pretty pumped about that. It all worked out great, no problems. And now I actually have possession of this sweet Rad Era ski boat. And I fully intend to take this to Radwood, Philadelphia next year. Ideally towed by my 960, which does have a trailer hitch. But we'll see about that. If I can get the 960 cleaned up and working enough to tow this to Philly, that would be cool. I think that would be really fun. That's kind of my goal, to have it ready by June for Radwood, Philly. I think that'd be really fun. I think it'd be really cool to see, you know, this rad looking early 90s classic Mastercraft at Radwood. I think it might be a pretty big hit. So yeah, that's my goal. Get this trailer fixed up by then too, hopefully, because this really kind of completes the package. You can't beat this original trailer. But anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this is a thing that I can continue to do. I really liked kind of documenting this today the way I did. So, you know, I'm hopeful that I can keep doing it. I think it'll be fun. You know the standard thing. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. We'll see what the future holds as far as YouTube and documenting everything. Tell me what you liked and disliked. Comment below. Give me some feedback. If you're interested in seeing any other projects, let me know. Got a little taste of what I like to do. I was also a construction professional for over a decade, and I do a lot of antique home stuff because my house is from 1888. So if anybody wants to see anything like that, definitely be filming some of that stuff too. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.